The Oscar races for Best Supporting Actor and Best Supporting Actress are currently polar opposites. Whereas the former proclaimed a frontrunner long ago and has seemingly stuck with it, the latter is arguably the toughest to predict out of any of this year's categories. Indeed, it's kind of unfair how overcrowded the supporting actress lineup is, as there can only be 5 performances that make the Academy's cut. In this video, we will be predicting nomination lists of our own for the 2 supporting categories. As is true for any shortlist of Oscar contenders, we can't be fully sure what the final lists will be. That's especially the case with these 2 groups, for we have yet to have a clear idea of who's fallen out of competition and, more importantly, who's still in it. But here are our top 5 predictions for Best Supporting Actor and Best Supporting Actress. Ke Huy Quan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Akin to Brendan Fraser's return to the film industry, Ke Huy Quan's reemergence after a 2.5-decade hiatus has been something to celebrate. Unlike Fraser, however, Quan has faced very little competition in the supporting actor race, which he has seemingly led from the moment the credits began to roll on Everything Everywhere All at Once. Playing opposite Best Actress favorite Michelle Yeoh as the husband of protagonist Evelyn Wong, Quan gives arguably the best performance in the Daniels multiversal action comedy as Waymond, who serves as the heart of the emotionally charged story while also getting the chance to shine during the film's dazzling fight choreography. Quan has been drinking in every moment of his miraculous comeback, and his lovable personality has made it easy for older voters to remember why they fell in love with his childhood performances in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and The Goonies. It's likely his personable character that has taken awards bodies by storm, as he's already collected supporting actor prizes at the Gotham Awards and the Saturn Awards. Of all the acting categories, this may be the one where one nominee has the potential to sweep every major award, and the reality where that nominee is Quan is well within reach.
如果我们没有结婚的话，也许我们会更幸福。
Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan, The Banshees of Inisherin. The strong showing for The Banshees of Inisherin at the Golden Globe and Critics' Choice nominations included 4 nods for its actors alone, with 2 of those going to Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan in Best Supporting Actor. At the moment, there's no reason to believe this package deal won't continue to thrive alongside the film itself. Although, if another nominee suddenly surges, it won't be the least bit surprising to see Keoghan fall out of the race as Gleeson picks up more steam. It'd be a little sad, since Keoghan steals every scene he's in as the comic relief in a film already mired in Martin McDonagh's trademark black comedy, and an Oscar nomination would be a sure sign that his rising star could be sent to the stratosphere.
My brother told you, didn't he, that you'd be out on the road if you started talking stupid to me.
He said creepy, not stupid.
Well, you failed on both counts, haven't you?
But Gleeson's narrative, both in the film and in the awards race, is a bit stronger, as an actor with his deadpan delivery was seemingly born to play a man who threatens to cut his fingers off when his best friend won't leave him alone. Much like his co-star Farrell, Gleeson's career is on the cusp of legendary in his home country of Ireland, but he still has no Oscar nominations to his name. Luckily, if the 3 acting nominations and 2 wins for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri were any indication, McDonagh knows a thing or two about directing the right performances to appeal to the Academy. This will more than likely be Gleeson's year to get in, as he's already won a variety of supporting actor awards and has been nominated for several others. Time will tell if he has any chance of dethroning Quan as the favorite.
Because I don't want to hurt your feelings, Porrick. I don't like. But it feels like the drastic is the only option left open to me.
Paul Dano and Judd Hirsch, The Fabelmans. Steven Spielberg's track record with the Oscars is in no way limited to only himself. In the past decade alone, he's directed 3 different actors to wins in 3 different acting categories. Not only this, but almost a dozen other actors before then received nominations under the banners of his films. The cast of The Fabelmans is perhaps the most carefully chosen of the ensembles he's worked with, considering they're all stand-ins for his family. So suffice it to say, he knew exactly what kind of performances he wanted to get out of them. It's that verisimilitude to Spielberg's own experiences that has made Judd Hirsch a standout for the 10 minutes of screen time he's granted during the film, with many considering his power in that limited time enough to earn him an Oscar nomination.
I will give you crowns in heaven and laurels on earth, but it'll tear your heart out and leave you lonely.
A double nomination is as possible for the Fabelmans as it is for Banshees, and while both actors up for contention have been nominated for the Critics' Choice Award, for our money, we'd have to give a slight edge to Paul Dano, who plays a fictional version of Spielberg's father. Like Gleason, Dano not only has more screen time to make a case for himself, but he's yet another veteran actor who has yet to receive his due from the Academy, despite starring in some previously popular Oscar favorites like Little Miss Sunshine, There Will Be Blood, and 12 Years a Slave. The actor's fans know how overdue he is after more than 2 decades in showbiz. As it is, both Dano and Hirsch are on even playing field, as both have received similar attention from critics circles while being collectively shut out at the Golden Globes. But like his Batman co-star Farrell, Dano's own supervillainous turn as the Riddler garnered the adulation of both critics and comic book fans alike, giving him an extra boost that he will likely need if he hopes to stay competitive.
I know it because we've gone too far in our story to actually say the end.
Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin. While it's tough to pick a frontrunner or favorite in the Best Supporting Actress category, the universal acclaim thrown at The Banshees of Inisherin and the fact that all 4 of its primary actors have remained in the awards conversation has us pointing towards Carrie Condon as the most likely of any of our 5 predictions to just receive the nomination. Playing the well-rounded sister of Colin Farrell's naive Pádraic, Condon's Siobhan is the moral compass of a fictional Irish island dominated by headstrong yet short-sighted men and their petty existential feuds. In a film about people mistakenly convinced that all there is to life is the monotony of gossip, pubbing, and listening to shots of a nearby civil war, Condon is the only one smart enough to know that there's more, and thus makes plans to leave before she's stuck there forever. Hardly any of Banshee's precursor nomination packages haven't included one for Condon, which is a testament both to the popularity of the film among voters and the attention she gracefully commands with her performance. The campaign for the film has yet to really miss a step, and it's highly unlikely that it will. The powers that be at Searchlight Pictures have been running one of the smoothest campaigns this season, with Banshees staying perfectly locked in within the top 3 or 4 of the Best Picture vote. To that end, as with her co-stars, there's just no reason to question Condon's place in the Oscar lineup.
You can't just all of a sudden stop being friends with a fella.
Why can't I?
Why can't you? Because it isn't nice.
Do you want a sherry, Siobhan?
No!
Rightio.
Jessie Buckley, Women Talking. When it comes to ensemble pictures, it can be tough to pick just one standout, especially when everyone is bringing their A-game. This may be part of the reason why the cast of Women Talking has yet to fully catch on with voters the way its breathtaking screenplay has. While the film is still holding strong as a major player, its acting was expected to receive greater attention, especially with 2 potential nominees for Best Supporting Actress. Perhaps it would make the race easier to bet on if both Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley were still in equal contention. A double nomination would likely make voters indecisive enough to vote in favor of a different candidate altogether. Alas, it looks like a side has been chosen, and while Foy does some of her best work in the film, Buckley's Critics' Choice nomination has marked her as the chosen favorite. Buckley is potentially looking at a 2nd consecutive Oscar nomination, a sure signifier that she is one of the most promising actresses of her generation. Though the Women Talking women were, similar to the Fabelmans boys, overlooked at the Golden Globes, Buckley's recognition has been made all the more impressive considering that there's another reality where any of the women in this cast could have received awards attention. It's quite a shame that the rest of the cast has gone largely ignored save for Buckley and Foy, especially since the film has started such a relevant and harrowing conversation regarding assault, faith, and gender dynamics. It's that resolve that has powered the film into several critics' top 10 lists, and just might be the driving force to keep Buckley in the race should the Academy feel compelled enough to go for her.
It's really how we are to decide the fates of all the women in this colony. And just another vote where we put an X next to our position. I thought we were here to do more than that.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Though we've already mentioned the possibility of a double nomination in this category, we're willing to wager that the most likely film to fill this role is not Women Talking as was originally predicted, but actually Everything Everywhere All at Once. That being said, this possibility comes with a potential caveat. Conventional wisdom would paint Stephanie Hsu as the supporting actress to remain front and center of the race toward Oscar night, especially considering the role she plays within the film. As both the secondary protagonist and the central antagonist of the film, Hsu's double role as Joy Wong and Jobu Tupaki requires her to navigate a delicate spectrum of emotions, from the pain of being misunderstood by her overbearing mother to the cool determination of a nihilistic, verse-jumping monster. Despite the fact that the film is, in more ways than one, Hsu's story, she has faced some surprising competition from her own co-star, Jamie Lee Curtis. Both actresses have received similar acclaim and similar nominations, but the narratives they are crafting this award season couldn't be more different. In one corner, Hsu delivers a breakout performance after previously being relatively unknown to those who weren't familiar with her stage roles in Be More Chill and the SpongeBob musical. In the other corner, we have Curtis, whose 45-year career hasn't included a single Oscar nomination, despite previously winning a Golden Globe for True Lies and a BAFTA for Trading Places. She has received a nomination for the former for Everything Everywhere. It would appear that Curtis is gaining a slight lead over Hsu, but for the Academy to nominate her without Hsu would be a great disservice to the role she's played in the film's positive representation of Asian American identity. Not that Curtis doesn't hold her own in the film, she very much does, but with a significant lack of screen time and a far less critical role compared to Hsu, a world where Curtis is the only one of the two to be nominated would be a smear on the film's campaign, regardless of how much love it's received. Angela Bassett, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Both The Dark Knight and Joker have offered proof that the superhero genre can be acknowledged in the acting department, even if the Academy only ever recognized the same character on two different occasions. It will be a true test for the Academy to recognize both a different character and a different type of performance altogether. For her second outing as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Angela Bassett would make history as both the first actress to be nominated for a superhero film and the first person to receive an acting nomination for an MCU film. As the mother of the late King T'Challa, and by extension the late Chadwick Boseman, Bassett has all eyes on her. At once playing a dutiful ruler and a grieving mother, her performance drives much of the film's sincerity and emotional stakes, and she has more than a few standout moments powerful enough to earn her a nomination on the strength of just a few minutes. For being as beloved an actress as she is, Bassett has only received a single Oscar nomination before, for her mind-blowing take on Tina Turner in 1993's What's Love Got to Do with It? Her loss that year has widely been viewed as a snub, with many believing that a nomination and win for Bassett this year would offer a chance for the Academy to right that wrong. With a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice nomination already under her belt, Bassett is in a prime position to keep her campaign going. Should she make it to the Oscars, she will likely be the nominee who benefits the most from a potential double nomination from Everything Everywhere or even Women Talking. Like we said, vote splitting is a very real thing, and there have only been a select few times when a film with two nominees in the same category has produced a win. Not to mention, the box office prevalence of Wakanda Forever has ensured that Bassett's performance is being seen more so than others, making her too popular of a pick, akin to Tom Cruise and Viola Davis, to leave out.
Right there! Who are you? And how did you get in here?
This place is amazing.
So to recap, our top 5 predictions for Best Supporting Actor are Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, Paul Dano for The Fabelmans, and Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans. Our top 5 predictions for Best Supporting Actress are Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jessie Buckley for Women Talking, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Even if each of these predictions come true, the competition is still mighty strong, especially for the 5 actresses who will find themselves competing for Oscar glory. That particular category will likely be a favorite among the betting people of the world, and our only wish is that we had at least some semblance of an idea as to whom the odds are in favor of. What do you think of our predictions? Who do you think will receive an Oscar nomination? Comment down below to let us know.